One of the things that we've talked about a lot as as you built out the recruiting program, we oftentimes went back to Simon Sinek's starting with why approach.
Yeah.
And I noted that in the article, which is a description is like starts with what? Well, here's what we do, and then here's how we do it, and then here's why we do it. And that's how like a description would be written. Whereas an ad done with Simon Sinek's approach of starting with why would start with here's why we do it. And Shawn, I know when you bring on a recruiting client, the first thing you ask them is all about their culture. What's the why? Why would somebody want to come work for you? And so when we have that job description, we got to flip it upside down to make it an ad, to make that impression. That ad that starts with culture and things that actually are sexy to the employee, the things that they want, not just to know about, yep, you guys clean windows or you guys do landscaping. It's like, yeah, I get an idea of what that is. I'm going to go do the thing. But the why would you do it? That's the attractive part. That's the sticky part. The how and the what is just the descriptor of here's what a day in the life looks like. And then here's the place. Here's the name of the place that you show up. That's the what.
Yeah.
Here's a pay range. But so I think that starting with why formula makes so much sense in getting right to that culture. And that's a huge opportunity. Yeah, it's the first impression. I don't know if it's the most important impression, though. Yeah, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So if you fuck this one up, then like you don't get to make the other impressions. You don't get to screw those up. So like you gotta get the start of it right. And so the idea here is just to build that funnel as big as possible. It's not to weed people out. Like you said, Shawn, it's not here's all the constraints and here's why you can't work here. But if you don't suck, come on in and get in our funnel.
There's an interesting thing. I was on with Ryan Lee today. We did his podcast today at 5, and he's a client of ours. And one of the things that he said, and he knows what he's doing. He's a good businessman, And I talked to
been at it for a minute.
I've talked to like you, thousands of different business owners around the country, and one of the questions I ask is give me 3 to 5 reasons somebody would want to work for your company. And I hear crickets. It's hard for somebody to think of 1 or 2 things for your company, not for the window cleaning industry. Why would you? None of that. But when I ask what their culture is, it's all about, well, we'll climb big buildings and, do all kinds of things for the client and the customer. That's not culture. That's maybe a value or a principle or a core behavior, but your culture, I think, should have more to do with your employees and how people feel about working for you and being around your company and how they feel about those things. Do they want to wake up every morning and come to work? That's culture. That culture isn't, everybody wants to provide great customer service. The platitudes are ridiculous, but our mindset as entrepreneurs and business owners is what? Growth. How many customers can I get? How much money can I get in the bank and all that stuff?
My revenue. It's all about revenue. Yeah.
You can't do any of it without great employees.
So job ad, impression number 1.